I had an accident with my laptop, so I was struggling. The network is very bad. I could not download things. Even now, Mila is sitting with my presentation, but it's not going through. So you'll pardon me for using my phone. And I had nice, beautiful pictures for you, but unfortunately today I have to live with this. So who we are as RCMSSA, actually this is going to be one of the projects that we'll embark on to change our name because people struggle to call us. So we need to have a noun somewhere instead of just RCMSSA. We need to have something in between there. We are composed of 6 national conferences which are based in 8 countries. We have the first one being the LCCLSA, which is the National Conference of Major Superiors in Southern Africa, which includes South Africa, eSwatini, and Botswana. The second conference is the Conference of Religious Institutes of Major Superiors, or CIRA, which is based in Angola. The third conference is the CMRS Zimbabwe. We have the fourth one, which is also CMRS Mozambique. The fifth one is the CLCCL, which is based in Lesotho. And the last one is Colin, which is based in Namibia. I had a question mark about Sao Tome. We've tried to get Sao Tome to be involved in our processes, but we haven't managed to. So maybe the Bishop of Sao Tome could help us to get Sao Tome involved as well. Now, the composition, in terms of numbers, we have, for Angola, I'll only focus on the number of women and men religious. For Angola, we have about 600 male religious. For female religious, we have 1,160, which makes a total of 1,760. The next conference is Lesotho. We have about 80 male religious with 420 female religious, making a total of 500. For Mozambique, Mozambique has a higher number. Just waiting for my slide to open. For Mozambique, we have 492 male religious and 1,377 female religious, which makes a total of 1,869. And this is followed by Namibia, which is like the smallest of our region. There's 78 male religious with 450 female religious, making it 528. Actually, they are just 28 bigger than Lesotho. And then South Africa has about 707 male religious with 1,503 female religious, which makes a total of 2,210. And the last conference is Zimbabwe, which has 520 male religious and 1,007 female religious, making it 1,527. So all in all, we represent 8,394 religious within the region of Southern Africa. Those of you who were here in 2022, I spoke about how COMSAM initiated that we be started. So we were approved by COMSAM and we were launched on the 12th of May 2022. Archbishop Ndlovu was there, he saw it, he gave birth, he was the midwife, he can't say he doesn't know. Then we have our vision, our mission. I won't go into that for the sake of time, but just to give you an idea of what some of our objectives are. We want to animate religious life within the Southern Africa region. We want to share human and other resources. We want to build unity and foster more effective cooperation among the national conferences in the region. We want to collaborate in the areas of formation of formators and leaders, as well as other social justice matters. We want to create mechanisms for collaboration and dialogue with regional episcopal conferences and regional conferences of major superiors. Key achievements. I've spoken about the launch, so that was one of the key achievements that we had. Another achievement was that we had our first general meeting, which was held in Namibia, and Archbishop Nashenda was there, so he also can't say he doesn't know. Then other achievements include us having, as part of our structures, the erection of commissions, which include formation, safeguarding, human trafficking, JPIC, youth, finance and fundraising, as well as communications. So how these commissions work is that we have representation from each country, so each national conference. So for each national conference, there will be 7 people who make up part of those commissions, other than the people that are in leadership. Another achievement was that we had what was termed listening sessions with the Pontifical Commission on Safeguarding. This was done on the 1st of March, where, because of the commission we have on safeguarding, it means that we had about 14 participants who participated in these sessions. Capacity development of member conferences, especially for congregations of diocesan right, was identified as a need. And the Commission on Safeguarding has actually made us identify which congregations. So South Africa has 1 congregation, as well as Angola. So the 2 congregations are now in the hands of the Commission for them to be capacitated. Like I said, this was seen as an area or a gap in terms of capacitation. A lot of our diocesan congregations did not and do not have safeguarding policies. So this is how we are going to address that need, as well as ongoing formation. Quite recently, we had 2 historic events that took place in our regional conference. The first one was a symposium that took place from the 23rd to the 25th of May in Joburg. This brought together over 500 religious, both male and female, from across the continent, with the aim of reflecting on the theme hope, synodality, and empowerment of consecrated life in Africa, which coincided with the Jubilee of the Church, the Jubilee of Hope, as well as that of consecrated life. We were fortunate to have the prefect for the Dicastery of Consecrated Life come out all the way to South Africa to spend those days with the religious that were gathered there. So we actually became her first mission encounter. We also had Cardinal Lambongo as one of those who were part of our symposium. Religious were exhorted to remain laboratories of synodality, because we were continuing on the theme of synodality, where they concluded that whatever daily sorrows or joys in consecrated life that they are encountering, they must always keep this hope in God, because the world counts on them, and they must always count on God, who makes seeds of hope. So that was one of the outcomes of that symposium. Immediately after the symposium, from the 26th to the 30th of May, COMSAM held its 6th general meeting in Pretoria at the seminary there. This was attended by over 40 presidents and their representatives from both national and regional conferences of major superiors around Africa and Madagascar. Cardinal Prislin presided over the opening mass, and Bishop Slimela presided over our closing mass there. 2 members of our conference were elected into the new leadership executive of COMSAM. This meeting also concluded that consecrated life was embraced as a laboratory of synodality, promoting listening, communal discernment, and shared responsibility. Other achievements. Since we participated in this plenary in 2022, we were able to be exposed to other funders, and today I stand here with a lot of appreciation for this forum, for this platform, because CAFOD was able to bite the bullet and say, regardless of the fact that you do not have all the needed requirements, we are willing to let you grow. So they've given us funding that will be over or spread over a period of 3 years, and we've used IMBISA as our collateral. You can kill me if you want. So this funding is going to focus on strengthening governance and building the capacity of our leadership. I guess it's important to note here that as a new organization, our structures are not yet well founded. When we were applying for funding, we were told, number one, we needed to have an office structure. Where do we get that if you don't have funding? We knocked on your doors as IMBISA, but the doors are not yet readily open for us to do that. I guess more deliberations are to take place. And maybe for those who are doubting whether this animal is still going to live, whether this baby will survive, I guess me standing here and telling you that we've managed to reach out to, or CAFOD was able to reach out to us and say they will hold our hands and move along with us. I guess it's saying to you as IMBISA to say, as the parents of this child, how are you going to ensure that the baby does not die on your hands? So, we are grateful. Thank you, CAFOD, and I guess that is simply to say, for those funders that are here, CAFOD is going to help us strengthen our governing structures. We are aware due diligence is what is required if we are to, I mean, it's one of the main criteria if a fund or a donor is to give you any funds. So CAFOD has bitten that bullet and they are assisting us. We'll be having an AGM from the 1st to the 8th of December this year in Angola. And one of the things is we'll be finalizing some of the documents. For instance, they wanted us to have a finance policy. How do you come up with a finance policy when you don't even have a penny in the bank? We needed to have like human resource policies. I was the only person at that time. So what was the policy going to say? So from the funding that CAFOD gave, at least we are going to focus on finalizing some of these documents at this AGM. The main aim and intention of the AGM is to make sure that we are able to get those structures put in place, but also we are going to be electing new leadership, because you know with religious there's always that change and move with regards to personnel. So our term is 3 years. 3 years. So the current leadership will be, or a new leadership will be elected that time. And we'll be continuing on the discussion of synodality. Challenges, like I said, we are a new kid on the block. People don't trust that if they give you the 5 rand, it's going to be worth them taking that risk. But we are hoping that through this deliberation, we are going to be able to foster confidence, especially with regards to our funders. And the fact that we don't have headquarters, that's still a challenge for us. So it's something that maybe together with our parents as IMBISA, we can see how to finalize that. So recommendations. We are proposing that we have intentional collaboration with IMBISA. It should not just be me coming here or the president coming here and reporting what we are about, but there has to be that intentionality with our collaboration. If we are to be a synodal church, you can't walk this walk alone. You need us as religious. If you look at most of the projects in your dioceses, who's running them? It's the religious. So it's important that we hold each other's hands and walk this journey together. So we hope that with more collaboration at regional level, this will cascade down to the national episcopal conferences, so that even on the ground, our people will be getting that support. So to conclude, as we are still a relatively new conference, when I came, we had just been born. Now we are crawling. Significant support is thus required. You know, you spend a lot of money to raise a child, so that's what would be required of us to invest in this new baby. So we need that support to ensure the growth and sustainability of this conference of major superiors. And with that, I want to simply end by saying this, or reading out this proverb that you might have heard, especially for the people in Lesotho. Even the best cooking pot will not produce food. So someone needs to be standing on that stove to cook that food. So as IMBISA, you can't do it alone, neither can we. But if we work together, I'm sure we'll be able to make it work, make it happen. Thank you for your time.